All right, today for reading, we're going to be going over text structures about comparison and contrast. We're going to be talking about finding these in our reading. So the definition is compares and contrasts the similarities and differences between the two things. So when we're comparing them, we're saying how are they alike. When we contrast something, we're saying how are they different? What's different between the two? So I could say, how are dogs and cats different? Well, they're different animals. Dogs are usually bigger, cats are usually smaller, but they're the same because they both have fur and they're both pets. So sometimes when we want to compare and contrast something, we use a Venn diagram where we have this circle right here talking about cake and this circle over here talking about just ice cream. And then in the middle, we talk about what is the same. So this is how cake is different. Cake is baked in an oven. People spend hundreds of dollars for the perfect cake for a wedding. But ice cream melts easily when left at room temperature. Ice or freezer must be used for ice cream to be prepared to eat. So that's how they're different. But now how are they the same? They're the same because they both change from their initial liquid form in order to be consumed. Cake and ice cream are both served at certain special occasions, and there are many different varieties and flavors of these desserts. So they're showing how this is how they contrast, how they're different, and this is what we get when we compare them. What is the same about both? So now we're going to talk about some signal words to help look for in our reading when we want to know when they're contrasting something or comparing something. So when they're talking about how they're not the same, they could say different from, in contrast, although, more than, less than, instead of, however, on the other hand, on the contrary, as opposed to, but not, while, and unless. So these help show the difference between the two objects or things. But when we're comparing and we're trying to see how they're similar, we'll say same as, alike, not only, but also, either or, likewise, similarly, similar to, compared with, as well as resemble. So these are just words that we can look for in our books when we know if they're comparing something or contrasting something. Now I'm going to take us to IXL just to show how they set it up and how we're going to be doing our homework today. So we're going to be doing comparing and contrast and informational text, which will be starred so you'll be able to see it. But the first thing we want to do always is make sure we read our text. So we're going to read, spiders and ants are alike in some ways. So remember, they're saying alike, so now we're comparing how they are the same. They are small, so they're both small. They have lots of legs and move quickly. However, ants only have 6 legs while spiders have 8. So now after we said however, we're switching to show how they're different. Ants are insects, but spiders belong to a group of animals called arachnids. That is arachnids. I'm sorry about the mispronunciation. But, so now we have to look here. So, who is small and quick? Who did they say was small and quick? Remember, I can always go back and reread it. Right here it says how they're alike in some ways. And they say they, so that is a plural pronoun. So I know they're talking about spiders and ants. They are both small. And they say they are both move quickly. But only one of them has 8 legs. So now I have to go back here and read through my second one. They're saying spiders only have 8 legs. And then I'm going to submit. All right. So now let's go to this one. This is going to be the last one we'll do together. So the first thing I want to do is read my passage right up here. Grits and oatmeal are 2 popular breakfast foods in the United States. They come from different plants. So that's how they're different. But it says they're the same because they're both popular, but they come from different plants. So these are our keywords we want to look for. Although oatmeal is made from oats, grits are made from corn. The usual way to cook oatmeal is to boil it in water. Grits are prepared the same way. So we can see that they're both popular foods. They come from different plants though. Oatmeal is oats, grits are corn, but you cook them the same way by boiling it in water. So now I have to see made from corn. Was it grits or oatmeal? Remember, I can always go back and reread it and find where the information is. So I see grits are made from corn, cooked by boiling in water. So to cook oatmeal is in water, but they also say grits are prepared the same way. All right, and that is it for today. Make sure to log on to IXL, go to your teacher suggested. We're going to be working on compare and contrast in informational text. All right, thank you.